I told you that you could play with Show and Tell and Demonic Tutor. Would you consider that to be a good strategy? What in tarnation? You're a Sorin Vein-Ripper deck. But unlike traditional Rakdos vampires, you have the ability to Sorin on turn 2 with Elvish Mystics. And then what's also really cool is Splashing Green gives you Huntsman's Redemption. If you have an Elf, a Huntsman's, and a Sorin but no Vein-Ripper, you can go turn 1 Elf, turn 2 Huntsman's, turn 3, sack your Elf, go get Ripper, play land, play Sorin, minus put the Ripper into place. Hey everybody, and welcome back to another video on the channel. We are still playing the Pioneer format, as it is the current RCQ season format. If you guys played any RCQs, or if you have some RCQs upcoming, I wish you the best of luck. It's a little tough out there. I haven't personally had the chance to play myself, but if I do end up, or when, I shouldn't say if, I am going to be playing RCQs this season. When I end up playing RCQs this season, perhaps this is one of the decks that I will be considering, because we recently played this on stream, and I played it a little bit off stream. Unfortunately, I did the very first league I played with this deck, I picked up a 5-0. And then, I'm not going to spoil the league result of what happened today, but it is Golgari Vampires. This is kind of a slightly new take on the Sorin Vein-Ripper stuff that I'm sure you're used to at this point if you've played any Pioneer. It's pretty straightforward. You Sorin, put Vein-Ripper into play. Vein-Ripper is an extremely powerful card that is hard to kill because it has the ward ability of sacrifice a creature, and it's not guaranteed that your opponent will always have a creature in play. The typical version of this is Rakdos for stuff like Bloodtithe Harvester, Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Sometimes they play red sideboard cards like Rending Volley and stuff like that, but I'm choosing to play green, a little bit of a different take here. So there's a couple of things that green gives you, and kind of the most important thing is elves. Sometimes when you're on the draw with the Vampires deck, especially with the way that Pioneer has been kind of shaking up recently, it's been trending a little bit more toward aggressive strategies. So, and because of that, you kind of need a way to kind of sort of catch up on the draw, and this is sort of the way to do that, where you can be a little bit faster, where you can just go turn 1 Elf, turn 2 Sorin, put in Vein-Ripper, and that gives your deck a little bit of more racing capabilities, especially in matchups like Lotus Field, where you just are too slow sometimes. But the other thing that green gives you, you have Huntsman's Redemption here, which is a card that was very popular during the time where the Gruul Boats deck was kind of picking up steam and, doing very, very well, winning a lot of tournaments, and kind of has fallen out of favor recently, mostly because Gruul Boats, not the best right now. It's got a traditionally weak Phoenix matchup. It's not great against Vampires because it's hard for that deck to kill a Vein-Ripper, and I think it's also not great against Lotus Field. And it's pretty bad against Amalia, so Gruul doesn't really have any good matchups, but enough about Gruul. The reason this card is so good is a couple of reasons. So first and foremost, it's kind of just good in your, for the games where you don't draw Sorin Vein-Ripper, if you're just playing, normal stuff, like Elf turn 2 Redemption is still not that bad. It's, make a 3/3, Chapter 2, maybe you sacrifice to go find, a mid-range creature, a Preacher, or a Shieldred, and then Chapter 3, you can get a little bit of more damage that way. But what it does is it tutors for any creature, which happens to search for Vein-Ripper. So, for example, if you have Sorin, but you're missing a Vein-Ripper, you can use the Huntsman's Redemption to sacrifice, say, a spare Llanowar Elf or something, even a Dusk Legion Zealot. You don't care about sacrificing that thing, and just go get the Vein-Ripper and then use the Sorin to put that into play. It does kind of give you some added redundancy on setting up the Sorin plus Ripper combo. Another important part about this is the third chapter gives 2 creatures +2/+2 in trample. Why is that important? Well, there's a surprising amount of Death Touch in this deck. So you have Preacher of the Schism, has Death Touch by itself, Shieldred has Death Touch by itself, and then Sorin's plus ability, what's really nice about it is even if the creature is not a vampire, it still gives it base Death Touch and lifelink until end of turn. So even if you say target something like, I don't know, the 3/3 token itself that you've pumped after the third chapter, it is now a 5/5 with Death Touch and Trample, and Death Touch and Trample turns out pretty good abilities together. The other green card that you get here is Pillage the Bog. Now, I will say, I have not played a lot of Pillage the Bog up until I played this. I know it's been picking up a lot of popularity in the Niv decks, and a lot of people are playing it in that shell, but again, what's very nice about this card is it gives you some consistency, right? You're trying to establish A plus B, being Sorin plus Vein-Ripper, And when you're trying to set up 2 specific cards, having a card that can, if you have 4 lands in play, you're spending 2 mana to look at the top 8 cards of your library. That is just a massive amount of cards, and we've never really seen a card, I guess, maybe like Dig Through Time. I mean, people have compared this to, maybe not compared it to Dig Through Time, but it looks at a very similar amount of cards, and it really does help you consistently enable set up that A plus B. So I jokingly kind of compared it to this being Demonic Tutor and this being Show and Tell, which, I mean, maybe that's a bold comparison, but it does kind of make sense when you look at it. There's a Gitrog in here. Don't ask about this guy. The theory behind the Gitrog was I wanted a haste creature that I could tutor for with Huntsmans to kind of up the pressure a little bit. I don't know if this is the one you want. Maybe there's better options like, I don't know, Questing Beast or something like that. I'm sure there's something better than this, but it's a new card. I wanted to try it out. Didn't come up that much, but I mean, it's fine for what it is. And then as far as the mana base is concerned, nothing too fancy here. You do still want to play Mutavault in this deck because Mutavault is very good with Sorin, so keep that in mind. And then to make room for the Elves and the other green cards, we had to move the Thoughtseizes to the sideboard, which is a little awkward. I think that there are definitely matchups where you'd rather have the Thoughtseizes main deck, but something has to go. Another reason I really like green in this format right now, maybe not this deck in particular, but just kind of more broad sensibilities or more broad strokes, I really like Pick Your Poison. Just think about the decks in the format. Phoenix, it kills, not great if they have a Phoenix in play, obviously, but it can kill Crackling Drake and Ledger Shredder. Vampires kills the Vein Ripper, which is the most important card, and also notably its sacrifices, which means you don't have to pay the ward on it. The Niv to Light decks, which are picking up a ton of popularity, kills Beanstalk, Binding, and Fable. And I mean, the one matchup it misses is Amalia, which that's fine. You can afford to miss a matchup, but it's just so phenomenally good and so mana efficient against a lot of different decks that I think this is one of the best sideboard cards in the format right now. And the other cool thing that Huntsman's Redemption allows you to do is kind of play a more toolbox type style where, you can play specific surgical pieces that are good in very specific situations because you have the ability to tutor for them. So, for example, we have 1 copy of Knight of Dusk's Shadow, a card that is a slam dunk against Amalia. We only have to play 1 copy because we have effectively 5 when we board into that Knight of Dusk Shadow. Rest of the sideboard, Hearse for Phoenix, Damping Sphere for Lotus, those are kind of self-explanatory. An additional Shieldred to help the grindy matchups, and then a Haywire Might for the aforementioned Niv and things like that. So, really big fan of this deck. It has been performing very well for me over the course of the couple of leagues that I've played it in, and I think you guys are going to enjoy this one. So without further ado, I will see you back here in just a little bit for round number 1. I would like to let the record straight that I am now number 1 in the world again. We are number 1 in the world again. So just keep that in mind. You were watching a top 1 streamer. All right, I will choose to play first. Yeah, this is what we're talking about. This hand cooks. And streamer at the end. No, just world rank number 1 Pioneer, because it gives people the illusion. They don't know if it's streamer or if it's player, Like, you got to keep people guessing a little bit. How much do I care about this elf? I'm just going to be mana efficient and cast the Preacher here. It's just too good, because if I spend 1 mana, next turn I have 4 mana and 2 3-drops, right? As opposed to 3-drop, next turn 3+1. Like, sure, it's a little risky to let them untap with Elf, but it's just so good mana efficiency-wise to do it this way. Tribute. This is just a tribute. Kind of unfortunate that I shocked. But, here we are. I'll take the 1/1. Doom turned on Croaky's radio. Yeah, this is just the Croaky's stream playlist. Hey Doom, just got here and saw that you're number 1 in Pioneer. That's great. However, I see that you're currently playing what looks to be a meta deck strategy of Sorin plus Vein Ripper. Don't you think that your record is much less impressive when you're net decking? I only 3-2, but it's with my sweet Espercephalids brew in Modern. Parentheses, wait for Kataki, of course, winky face. I feel like that makes me a better Magic player than you. Thoughts? Love the stream, by the way. Ooh, Pillage is nice. Can I -4 Keck W? I cannot currently -4. So why don't we go here? I want to play my land first, obviously, for Pillage. Demonic Tutor, by the way. I like to cast Demonic Tutor. And I will tutor from my Emrakul the Eon's Torn, because I already have the Show and Tell. Demonic Tutor, by the way. Just throwing that out there. What if I told you that you could play with Show and Tell and Demonic Tutor? Would you consider that to be a good strategy? This might be my single favorite song of all time. Boseiju the Mutavault. I got a Mortuary. We call that good value. A Graveyard. So glad we didn't kill the elf. Yeah, I know, right? They didn't do anything on last turn anyways. Needs Dark Ritual, imagine. I mean, this is... So we don't have Dark Ritual, but we have Lotus Petal, right? We have Lotus Petal, Show and Tell, Emrakul, and Demonic Tutor. What else do we have? This is like... I don't know. What's Huntsman? Huntsman's is just Brainstorm, I guess. I gotta turn this song up. I have to. Sorry, chat. But I'm not actually sorry. Mono green, huh? Thoughtseize over Dusk Legion Zealot, potentially. They did show us Tribute, too. I could pick your poison, but I don't know how many other targets they have. I probably want Damping Spheres. Let's cut the Zealots, and 07's the Gitrog. Play 2 Spheres, 3 Thoughtseize. Could also go cut Huntsman's for 4th copy of Thoughtseize. Let's do that. Nice black mana, by the way. I'm considering keeping this hand because I am a psychopath, but it's a little sketchy. I guess the question is, how sketchy is it? It's pretty sketchy. Okay, keep this. Put back the Pillage, because Pillage when I'm mana screwed is kind of awkward. That's a good reason for Pick Your Poison, huh? Someone's got to say it. If you cut Gitrog, the trophy doesn't count. You know, I do kind of believe you. Look at this elf, by the way. I will say, when I trophied, the Gitrog did come up a couple of times, which is kind of cool. Why is this song so good? It's just like, it's such a bop, you know? Well, given that they have deployed a Nykthos Shrine to Nyx, I feel kind of compelled to cast the Stamping Sphere. So I'm going to do that. Hope they don't have Boseiju. Okay, no Boseiju. That's good. It's a lot of elves. She's a maniac. A lot of times when I go to concerts, like when I go to metal shows, they'll start blasting this like right before the band is about to come out, and it's awesome. It's like a really good, it's a good warm-up song before you go into the pit, you know? It gets the juices flowing. Think they have Sign in their deck? No, that's not good. That is not great. I do not, that displeases me. Well, you know. Attack. I feel like we're about to get dumpstered next turn. Like, really badly, you know? Yeah, the gold elf. I will say, their elf looks a lot better than mine with the leyline in play. Yeah, this song is a banger, too. You like 4 Liliana between main deck and sideboard. What matchup do you like Liliana against? Good against this type of deck? Liliana? Why is Liliana good against this deck? You, like, kill their elf, I guess? The issue is, if they have Leyline, they don't need their elves to get mana. They just have Leyline plus Nykthos. Like, I don't think your Liliana's doing a ton against them. You can probably just go to game 3 here. I guess they had no cards in hand. Maybe I could have waited a little bit longer. But we'll go to game 3. White Ninja, thank you for the 36-month resub. Welcome back, Ninja. So do we want Pip? Do we want Pip for just Leyline? What is Pip better than? Fieldred, maybe? It's better than Sphere. Yeah, I guess Sphere is a little bit awkward because it's only really, like, Sphere buys you a little bit of time, but they have Archdruid Charm and Boseiju to be able to kill it, and I think you might be better off just killing their Leyline with this. Yeah, I could buy that. We could try that. Just like 2 pips. Is Might better than Pip? What does Might hit that Pip doesn't? Just like, being a creature that I can search for with Redemption? Well, I guess at that point, what if I just did this? And then just put the 4th Redemption back in, maybe? Especially in the play. Redemption is a bit better in the play. I could buy that. And then we effectively have 5 copies of Might anyways because we have Redemption. But it's also entirely possible that Huntsman's Redemption for Haywire Might is too slow against Leyline. Like, I could be into that, too. I'm just going to play Elf first. Yeah, this hand is phenomenal. Wow. Well, I guess that one's not very good. We're definitely playing a 3-drop here. I'm just not sure which one. It's probably Huntsman's, I think. And then next turn, I can sack Elf, get basic, Thoughtseize plus Preacher. I think I like that. Yeah, like that. And that way, turn 4, when the Huntsman's goes off, I have this and this in play. Or we just, are a luck sack and draw Sorin, and then we can go float, sack, Thoughtseize plus Sorin minus put in Bane Ripper. Kiora. Ideally, they only have 1 5-mana payoff. Okay, well now I don't have to sack the Elf to get a land. Do I want to sack the Elf here is the question. What can I get here? I can get Shieldred. Instead of casting Thoughtseize, I could just play Shieldred. Shieldred is kind of nice with Redemption because it has Death Touch, for the same reason that Preacher is. But Shieldred notably is also insane against Kiora. But I don't know if that's better than Thoughtseize plus Preacher is the issue. Difficult turn inbound. So let's do math. Let's say I get the Shieldred, right? Float mana with Elf, attack them for 3, they go to 17, play Shieldred. Next turn, it's 4, 7, 9, 11. And they're going to be at 15 from draw step, they go to 4. And then their next draw step, they go to 2. If they play literally anything, they die to the Shieldred. So I think it is worth getting the Shieldred here. Yeah, it almost has to be Shieldred. I'm going to play the Black Source here. And I'm definitely ignoring Kiora. I want the Kiora to stay in play with this. I guess, worst case scenario, they play a Cavalier this turn. And if they play Cav, I can't attack with the Beast token. But I still can attack with the Shieldred. Because it has Death Touch and Trample. Right? So the Shelly still gets past the Cav, which is nice. That's one thing that's, kind of not the most noticeable at first glance with this deck, is that Huntsman's Redemption-giving Trample is nuts when you have Shieldred and Preacher, and also Sorin gives Death Touch. And Sorin gives Death Touch not even if it's not a vampire, which is kind of crazy. Okay, opponent has deployed a 5/7. 5/7 does in fact block 5/5. What does this do again? Creature spell, gain 4, disenchant, or top 5, put a land into play. And I have to double Thoughtseize here. I mean, kind of worked out. Kind of worked out, right? I mean, there's no reason to attack with the Beast token. They're not blocking the Shieldred this turn, so... Kind of need to brick this draw step, though. If they do find a good card, we're not in the best position. Because they can just gain a bunch of life off Silverback Elder to kind of offset the Shieldred. So, it really depends on what they draw this turn. It is wild to me that Silverback Elder has not, when Mono Green Devotion was the most dominant deck, this card was completely unplayable. Nobody ever played it, and it seems crazy to me, because if you just read the card, it's 3 Devotion, 5/7, which means it blocks more stuff than Cav does. Doesn't have reach, I guess. And it's just it buys you time, it pops sideboard cards that are good against you, it finds you Nykthos, it just does everything, It seems really good on, if you just read it, but it's surprising to me that nobody ever played it. What'd they do? They drew... What is this? Oh, that's pretty good. If just read the card. What do you mean? Yeah, it has no ATB. Well, I mean, it does have an ATB, right? They put a land. Okay, sure. So now they're at 3. They can go infinite... I was going to say next turn, but I think this turn, maybe. But I'm not dead, though. Am I dead? No, I have 2 blockers. I shouldn't be dead. I think. They can make all of their lands creatures, have 5 attackers. Oh my god, do I die exactly? Right, they have 5 power attackers. I block 2 of them, and that's 15 plus the elf. I think I die exactly. Yeah, I think. Because they can animate all of their lands into 5/5 hasters. They have 7 currently. Oh, so they're 1 devotion short? Right, okay. So they need 1 more devotion? Well, it looks like they don't have 1 more devotion. Alright, cool. Alright, inshallah, we will draw a Sorin. Please and thank you. I would like to draw 1 Sorin deck. Any Sorins? Yeah, world number 1 Pioneer, by the way. In case you were wondering, if you're new to the stream, first of all, welcome. I'm glad you're here. You have entered the stream of the number 1 ranked Pioneer player in the entire world at this current moment. So, I hope you're here for some high-level gameplay. It's not a Sorin, unfortunately. I mean, it is what it is. We'll take those. Turn 2 Redemption's still pretty good. What did I 5-0 with earlier? This exact deck list. And actually, as a matter of fact, somebody was telling me, apparently it already got posted, which I kind of forgot they were posting leaks the same day. But it already got posted, which is kind of crazy. I will prove to you. What are we tutoring for? Shieldred, not great against the Shrapnel Blast deck, but Shieldred is very good against Copter. It's gotta just be Sack Elf get Shelly, right? I mean, it has to be. It just has to be. The only deck that I've unlocked Gold Stake with is Plasma. I haven't tried on the other decks yet, though, to be fair. And the only reason I wanted to try on one specific deck is because I just wanted to make sure I unlocked all the decks first. Alright, Shelly me. Shelly me, please. Plasma has been my favorite deck. I was really in on Ghost for a while, but I've been playing on Plasma a lot recently, and it's so sick. Oh, okay. Well, I guess Shieldred is good, huh? Yeah, also, confirmation that my streamer did 5-0 with Golgari Vampires, and there's the Gitrog Ravenous Ride. Just, just in case there was if there was any doubt whatsoever that I 5-0'd with Gitrog Ravenous Ride, here's your proof. Chat did all the heavy lifting. It was off stream. All right, pick your poison. Good against the Ensoul artifact deck, along with Haywire Might. I mean, they conceded the Shieldred last time, so I guess I'll board in the second one. Gitrog, not a vampire. You know what else is not a vampire? Llanowar Elves. Confirmed, not a vampire. I've been cutting Zealots a lot in these aggressive matchups. I don't know if that's right, but that's what I've been doing. Look at the art. It does kind of look like a vampire. Man, different times, huh? They had some interesting pieces of artwork. Speaking of which, I want to show you quite possibly my favorite piece of artwork of all time. You have to see this. Okay, hold on. For those of you who know, aware. All right, chat, you ready for it? The single best piece of artwork of all time. You cannot fight this, okay? Undoubtedly the best piece of artwork of all time. All right? Look at that. Just look at this. It's such a simple card, right? 1 mana enchanted creature gains flying, but just look at this thing. It's it's a flying zebra. How can you beat a flying zebra? Because that's one thing. When I think about zebras, I'm assuming that they're synonymous with just flying, right? There's nothing that I think of more when I think of the word flight than a zebra. Sounds good. Who is the artist so I can thank them on Twitter? I already closed the page. It's Flight from 6th edition if you want to do some research, though. The artist is... I don't know how to pronounce this. Jerry Tiratilli? Just one more time for the folks at home. Look at this. I want to get a tattoo of this zebra. That's how much I love it. It's too good. It's too good, folks. So majestic. Shrapnel Blast my elf. Kind of rude, honestly. We could Impulse and try to find Sorin. 3 cards in hand. It's probably not getting any better, right? I guess I could do it on turn 3. But I'm just not sure I'm going to have a better opportunity to cast this. Because, imagine I play Elf and draw a 3-drop next turn that's not Sorin. If I draw a Preacher or a Huntsman's Redemption, I'm just going to cast that on 3 and then Shelly on 4, right? But I guess the idea is I could Elf and try to Shelly on 3. So maybe that's higher upside, actually, if I play Elf this turn. And then now, if they kill the Elf, then I can Impulse next turn. Which is maybe a little bit better? Not sure. Jerry did the art for Rishadenport. Wait, really? Can you Scryfall search an artist? I think you can, right? Oh. Well. I guess this is how I draw these. Okay. I have Sorin, and I have Redemption to find Bane Ripper. It's a little slow, but... Okay, now it's slower. I mean, nothing is going to beat the Flight, right? There is not a single piece of artwork in the history of Magic that will ever top the 6th edition Flight. Nothing is better. Let's speak. Can't push that. Not yet, at least. Do I have to? I don't want to. Problem is, I'm just not doing anything. I feel forced to, even though I hate it. I think you just have to, right? Yeah. I mean, it's the fact that, I know that I'm not doing anything else and I don't need the land. The problem is I'm just giving them a free rampant growth. That's the issue, right? And I'm also apparently fixing their mana for Fable, so... No, you... They didn't have a land. Oh my god. Chat, they didn't have a fucking land. Oh no. I've been had. I'm just gonna do this. I'll hit them for 2. I've been had. Massive regret. If you like the zebra, you will like the original art for Mighty Leap. Is that the blue-white one from Invasion Block? Or am I thinking of a different card? No, this is just the core set one. Original art for Mighty Leap. Oh, the elephant? Yeah, but, like, he's not really flying, right? Like, you can see the ground right there. It's not as much as he's in the air as the flight artwork, you know? But it is good. It's a good piece of artwork, for sure. It doesn't hold a candle to 6th edition flight, though. Alright, so... Now we stare. Am I top secret deck listing standard props? No, I just haven't, like... I haven't tried building it in standard yet. All my focus has been shifted towards Pioneer right now. Once we get a little bit closer to the RC in Dallas, then I will definitely shift focus towards standard, but for now it's just all Pioneer. Okay, this is not going well. Not going well. Alright, next game. Okay, so this is Boomer Rakdos, isn't it? We didn't see any Vampires cards. They could still just be normal, Rakdos Vampires, I guess. But, like, that's the question. Do I bring in Pick Your Poison? Because if they don't have Vein Ripper, it's not that good. At least it still kills Fable. Usually shave 2 Elves against Rakdos. Guess I could just do something like this. And... do this, maybe? I think I like that. Just Pick Your Poison needed. It's very good against Vampires. Like, in the Vein Ripper mirrors, it's exceptional. It's kind of the whole point of playing it. Alright, but keep this. Could have high-rolled, I guess. I guess I should have high-rolled. Although, high-rolling is maybe a little sus if they have Thoughtseize, but it's better if they had Fatal Push. Looks like they have Thoughtseize. There it is. They took Sorin. Sorin! By pillaging? No, I think I'm an elf. I want to get more value out of the pillage. I might even plot it next turn. Stupid Buster. Okay, well now I could pillage and try to find Pick Your Poison, which I don't hate. I'm not doing the Boseiju nonsense again. Okay. I guess that's fine. I can hold up Fatal Push. These boomers and their Liliana the Veils. Alright, surely they don't have a second Liliana, right? Yeah, Blue Rogue, it should be the one that's on the Mox field. I trophied twice with the Gruul Slickshot list from last week, and it's the same list that's on the Mox field. Would I have drawn Sorin if I pillaged instead of Elf? I mean, even if I did, it's still like it's still just, like that's what's the phrase that I'm looking for? Like results oriented kind of thing. What am I discarding here? I'm thinking about keeping Sorin in case they go like second Liliana, then I rip another Ripper. But I probably should, yeah. Because I'm so far away from the Gitrog, I'm just going to keep the Sorin. How often do you hardcast Pillage or plot it? I would say that most of the time I've been hardcasting it, but there was a couple of spots where I plotted it. It doesn't come up super often, though. No, I couldn't play RCQs last weekend because I was doing commentary for the NRG series this weekend. So I did not have an opportunity to play any RCQs. But I will say, I am playing RCQs this weekend, and I have ordered the cards for the Slickshot deck, so... I will be playing an RCQ with the Gruul deck this upcoming weekend. Oh, we drawn. Oh, we drawn. They always have the blot out. I did say second Liliana, but they even had something better than second Liliana. Yeah, I did, Timmy. I'm not a huge fan of Blossoming Defense, and I don't know. I really think that you should be playing... Burning Trambussary plus Breakout. Like, that synergy has been very good. I don't know how we're ever beating this Liliana. I think the answer is we're not, and I'm wasting time. Maybe you can cut something else, but do not play less than 8 one-minute prowess creatures. That just seems kind of crazy to me. Or, like, play 61, you. So let's go here. Okay, not the worst draw. You find a Ripper. Ruiner is a spell. Yeah, but like you already have enough 1-mana spells. It's also a 4-mana spell. How often are you even getting to 4 mana in that deck? Breacher's nice. Kind of awkward that I only have 1 black source. I think it's just Preacher attack. I thought about Sorin put in Preacher, but that seems kind of bad, because then they just kill my Sorin with Copter, so we'll just go Preacher pass. This also means we're both at 17, so if they don't, like, 5-head deal themselves a damage with Shivan Reef, then we get both triggers of Preacher. Yeah, I think that's one of maybe those rare situations they're supposed to just take a damage. It doesn't come up very often, but... Top-ranked player, by the way. Because I could have attacked first, but... yeah, I definitely should have attacked first. I guess I'm just holding up Fatal Push for the Copter? Huh, how do I want to play this? Okay, perhaps this was bad, but I wanted to double spell here. I wanted to be able to play a green card and Fatal Push, but because I only have 1 black source, that's what's awkward. I think I leave back the Elf. Yeah, this seems fine. They're probably just going to take... And I think I have to save the push for Copter. I know it's a little bit worse against Stub, but I really want to save the push for Copter. Gift of Borsova. This card is quite phenomenal. This piece of artwork. That one is really good. That one I'm a big fan of. Ensoul Artifact. Okay, that resolves. Well, now what? Which one do I kill? Is there any world I try to kill Inti? And then I could chump block the Ensoul token? The other option is just kill the Ensoul, but then they go hit with Copter, hit me for 5, and then get 2 looks off of Inti. Easy Copter. Well, the problem with hitting Copter is they have a 6/6 trample. Is that even good? Therapy, thank you for the 4. If I hit the Copter, I can't block with my token, right? I guess I can take 6. I think it's between Inti and token for me. I think Copter is the worst one. I guess Copter means they can't... Well, no, because if I hit Copter, they can still use the Inti with the blood token, so that's not even that good. So I need 2 turns. I think because I need 2 turns, I'm just going to hit the Inti. Appreciate the resub. Thank you again to Rain Dragon, Therapy, and Lars. Thank you guys for the subs. SC2 Magner had asked if I had a deck recommended for RSQ season. I do. It is the Gruul Slickshot deck that we trophied with twice last week. That's what I'll be playing this week. Yeah, but I think I'm okay taking 5, because I can gain a little bit of life with the Sorin too. Like, as long as you don't go to 5 or less against this deck, it's mostly fine. Like, they're dealing you damages in chunks of 5 with, like, Shrapnel Blast and stuff, so... Because I think they don't want me to gain a life off the Vampire token. I mean, personally, I like Blue-Black Proft, but I think it needs a little bit more work before I start playing an RSQ. And the Gruul deck is just, like, you know, much easier to build, much easier to play. That deck doesn't need a lot of work. Right. Their attack is bad if I kill Copter. No, they have a 6/6 trample. So now we can get Ripper. They have 2 cards in hand. I drew a black source too, which is kind of nice. So I think what I'm supposed to do here is float mana, sack Elf, get Ripper, shock, play Sorin, push the blood token, and then I can attack with these 2. And the shock is even, right? Because I shock and then gain 2 off the Ripper. It's kind of where my head's at. Possible I'm supposed to try to save the Fatal Push for the Copter, but I do have a 6/5 flyer, so. And then I think I hold back the Mutavault and just send... Actually, I can just send all these, right? I still have 3 blockers plus the Mutavault. That should be enough. Like pushing down a player on Stub. Yeah, it's just a question of, like, do I need to have the ability to kill the Copter, or is it better to just make sure that it resolves? And I think because I have such a good blocker for the Copter anyways, that I think it's okay to do it main phase, since, like, even in the worst case scenario where they go, say, Inti, animate Copter, attack, make a 5/5, I can just trade for the Copter and still easily win this game. The only way that they can kill Ripper is if they go Shrapnel Blast, sack this, but then they also give me an additional 4 life, which means I go to 13, and then I'm still not even dead to Copter plus Shrapnel Blast, right? And I mean, I assume they're just stone cold dead to this next turn, right? To the chapter 3. Because we can go chapter 3, give the Ripper +2/+2 trample, and then also give it death touch. So I'm not sure there's a way they can get out of that. Yeah, that's a good point too. They're also only at 4, so. Used to do the Gear Drake too, but I'm just gonna snap block the Copter. Because as long as I just don't take some unnecessary amount of damage this turn, I don't really see how we're not killing them next turn. So even if the Vein Ripper dies, like, who cares? Just don't think it matters. Okay. Yeah. So I go to 6 and take 3. They could have... Oh, they would need Land Blast, but they only have 1 card in hand. Okay. Cool. Oh, that was only game 2? Oh, that was game 1, sorry. Wait, that was game 1? Oh, shit. I thought that was game 2 for some reason. Quick, pick your poison, out. Out, in, go. Alright. I don't know why I thought that was game 2. Hypothetically, what do you think the green and black 3-bit Inspector would do? Well, green makes food. There already is that, right? There's Gilded Goose, which is the green one. But, like, what does a black creature make? Like, if you had the design, if you were tasked with designing a black 3-bit Inspector, what kind of token would it make? I have no idea, right? I guess blood, but, like, there's already Epicure, right? Treasure? Yeah, I guess there's, like, what, Greedy Freebooter? It's kind of a good comp. Gold token. I haven't heard that in a while. When's the last time they made, like, a gold token in a standard set? Treasure would probably be a little too good, because then you just have, like, mono black Llanowar Elves. That'd be way too good. It's a lot of rippers. If I had a third land, I think I would pillage and try to find Sorin, but I'm just gonna go Might Elf. Ooh, actually, do you ever just hold up the Might here? Or perhaps even just do it now? If I do it now, they can suit up the blood token. I mean, I can't resist a Stone Rain. I just can't do it. I cannot resist a Stone Rain. I don't know if it's right, but I just don't have it in me to say no to this. Okay, they also sack the blood, so that's good. Okay. Let's see if they have, like, a Copter or a Gear Drake. Yeah, it's probably blood. But then, like, is it weird that there's a black and a red 1-mana creature that makes a blood is the question. I mean, I guess they made 2 copies of 3-bit Inspector, so... So now we have to pillage for a land. Specifically a green source. Uh-oh. That's awkward. Spell Pierce good against Demonic Tutor. First token, 2 mana, sack, target opponent discards a card. So it's like the reverse Clue. The only problem with that is you can do it in draw phase, so you'd probably have to template that to be sorcery speed only, because they don't typically do instant speed discard effects anymore. At least, to the best of my knowledge, I don't think they've done it in a recent standard set. Yeah, sorcery speed only almost certainly has to be on that card. Surely their last card's not another Spell Pierce, right? I mean, I have to hit my land drops. Fuck. Damn it. Alright, go. I mean, they have no cards, but they do have NT. A little awkward. Just a little awkward. Spiteful Hexmage kind of counts. Oh, that's the 3/2 that makes a roll on one of your creatures, right? Okay, so I guess there is kind of like a 1-mana black card that has that sort of effect. It's more like negative costing than anything, but it's kind of like adjacent to what we're talking about. What's up, Sandokus? You know what? Was I supposed to double elf there? If I double elf and draw a land, I could Ripper. Dark Demonic Lotus. Pay 2 life, sack tap, add 3 black, and surveil 3. Something tells me that's a little too good. That one's probably a little too good. A 2/1 zombie token with Decayed. I mean, a 1-mana 1/2 that makes a 2/1 is probably a little too good. What in tarnation? 6. If I sack Beast token for a land to play Shielded, I'm dead on board. I guess we have to not sack, play 2 elves, and... I don't know. What did I beat in my 5-0? I don't remember. That was this... You think I can remember what I did this morning? You played Amalia 4 times in 1 league. In one of the YouTube videos I recorded recently, we played it 3 times in 1 league, so... I think I played against, like, Vampire's Mirror and Ensoul twice... and something else that I can't remember. Four, huh? I go to 2. Realistically, what is my out here? My out is draw Sorin. Okay, so we go to 2. Next turn, draw exactly Sorin, put in Ripper, have 2 blockers. Whatever they give trample, block with Vane Ripper, then chump block the elf with the other one. Maybe that's good enough. We have drawn Shieldred the Apocalypse, which I think does give us a turn. Assuming they brick again, of course. Because they can go trample the breaches, but then we just go trade Shelly for this. I guess we have to chump block the Inti, but then we could still draw Ripper. Or Sorin, rather. Yeah, they do have to attack with both. Secret Menace? Oh, I didn't know this card had Menace. Okay, never mind. You think I know that? I don't know what this card does. I had no idea. I didn't know it had Menace. Where the hell did that come from? Not so secret anymore, I guess. That is the... I will be honest with chat. That is the first time that I have ever read Breaches. No idea. No clue. Folks, we have a lot of people in chat, and, well, first of all, thank you all so much for being here. If you're doing me a huge favor, hit that follow button. I hope you're enjoying the content. Welcome. We're trying to make a push towards 30,000 followers by the end of the year. I think that goal is... it's out there for sure, but, yeah, if you're enjoying the stream and you are not currently following, please do me a huge favor and hit that follow button. What is this prosperity card everyone is playing? It's... why did you link me to Thoughtseize? Why am I getting, like, mega trolled by my chat today? She torching my tower. Nope, nope, nope. I said I would stop making those jokes. I will refrain. I won't do it. You can't make me. Bro, stop. All right, give me a little Sorin off the top, please. Not quite. Just gonna cast Vane Ripper the hard way, huh? I still don't understand why they reprinted Prosperity with 30 different arts. Oh, yeah. Well, look, I've said this before. Hold on, check this out. You've probably already seen these memes before, but I need to bring it to chat's attention. If you have not seen my rant about this earlier. Ensoul Artifact. I have 6. Hold on. Hold the phone. Okay. So if you take a look at this prosperity printing of Thoughtseize, right? You know, if you look at the word prosperity, it's nice and cleanly in the middle of the card. Everything looks pretty, you know, everything looks centered and it looks acceptable and normal. But then if you compare it to this card, because for some reason they decided to make a prosperity card that has 7 mana symbols, and they had to push the prosperity not only to the left, but also just like jam it in between all of this stuff, and now it's off-centered. It looks horrible. And now that you've seen that, you cannot unsee it. All right, I would like you to sacrifice an enchantment, please. You may sacrifice an enchantment. Please and thank you. We are extremely dead this game. Did not draw very well. Halosner Mad Mage, thank you for the 4-month resub. Card is cool. I mean, it is badass. Like, I'm not gonna say no to a reprinting of Cruel Ultimatum in 2024. But, you know, would have been nice if they, like, didn't do it dirty like that. The 2... oh, yeah, no, I remember that meme otter. I looked at that a while ago. Giganta. Give me a Sorin, please. I would like to draw a Sorin. I mean, it's not a Sorin, but it's not the worst. Not sure it's good enough. You need 6 of those for each of my commander decks. I'm gonna ask a question that's maybe kind of stupid. Is Cruel Ultimatum good in Commander? My guess would be no, but again, I know nothing about Commander, so I have no idea. Oh, but see, now that I've said that, I'm going to offend all of the Commander people, so... it's like my pet Grixis Cruel Ultimatum deck. What power level? I mean, CDH. Yeah, if it was each opponent, maybe we'd be having a different conversation, but... not attacking with Spyglass Siren. I guess that's good for me, because we go back up to 9, play Ripper. We can still win this game, which is insane, because we've done nothing all game. Yeah, their last card's Giganta. Imagine winning this game. They should have probably done this pre-combat. Oh, okay. Never mind. I think they were supposed to put it here to try and trade for Ripper, because it's, like, I think very obvious that I have Ripper. I'm not attacking. Am I attacking? Is this the most insane attack of my career? We know they have Jeff. They just take it, right? They go to 10. They take it, they go to 10. Draw step, they go to 8. Next turn, they can block, go to 4. But then the Hive would be lethal. So if I attack this turn, I do have lethal. And even if they draw Shrapnel Blast to kill Ripper, I gain 4 life, so I still can't really die, right? Like, how do I die if I attack, I guess is the question. Is there even a way that I can die? I block Blood Token, go to 7. They can't Shrapnel Blast me in response to the trigger, because I'm at 7. I have double Shrapnel Blast, but I think I'm dead to that either way, right? I guess if I don't attack, I'm not dead to double Shrapnel Blast. 8, 3... No, I still would be, right? If I don't attack, let's say I don't attack and they have double blast, right? I go, actually, no, because then I block token, block Epicure. They have to sack the blood token before damage, which procs the Vein Ripper. I go up to 11, down to 10, down to 5. No, I still would die. Yeah, so I'm dead to 2. I'm dead to double blast either way. I might as well attack. Oh, right, their hand is Citadel. Right, yeah, so they have Citadel Gigantha, so they can't even double blast me. I guess they could, like... Well, no, if they pop the Clue, they have one less thing to sack to Gigantha, or to Shrapnel Blast. Because they could go, like, pop Clue, Citadel, have 4 mana, theoretically. What's this? Oh, that's fine, I don't care about that. Dead to war with an attack. Am I dead to war? They go War, Sack, Siren, Steel, Ripper, hit me for 5. That's not lethal, right? Okay, so is this lethal? I can animate Hive. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if I animate Hive... Let's assume they put token here, Gigantha... No, they can't really trade for Shieldred because that's 2 Ripper triggers, right? So how do they block? They go token here, chump here, then that would be 2 Ripper triggers. The Hive probably just gets in, but if the Hive gets in, that puts them to 1, and then they die to Shieldred, right? Why the 4/4 there? I mean, I guess they can... Here's the thing, if they double block Shieldred, they just... That's 3 Ripper triggers, right? And they have to block the Ripper. Oh, they can put the Siren on Ripper, is what you're saying. So they go Siren on Ripper, Epicure here. That's 2 triggers, but then how does the Hive get blocked? Right? I think this is good enough. I'm pretty sure it's good enough. I'm probably just overthinking this, but... I guess they can go... Torch the Tower, sack Clue Token, kill Hive. Block, go to 4. Draw step, go to 2. So I guess this line doesn't win if they have Torch. You trophy with Rakdos? That's sick, dude. Yeah, I think they can survive if they have Torch. But I'm also not positive we're dead next turn because we have a blocker. Kind of depends. Okay, so there's 1 trigger, 2 triggers, 3 triggers. That puts them to 2. So I guess they block this way, and then they can go upkeep, Shrapnel Blast, kill Shieldred. Is that their plan? Did they not side out torches? No, we showed them elves, so it makes sense for them to keep them in. Because we did show them elves. That just leaves you dead to the Ripper. Because I go trade for Epicure, there's 2. Trade for Gigantha, that's 2. Siren, that's 5 Ripper triggers, right? So this block just leaves them dead. They can survive, I think, but they have to have upkeep Shrapnel to kill Shieldred. Because they can go to 2 on this attack. Alright, well. Triggers. I would like to trigger my Vein Ripper. Alright. Fortune, Loyal Steed, and Siege Rhino. I mean, you had me at Siege Rhino. I can only get so excited. Alright, I mean, I'm gonna keep. I'm gonna keep and draw lands. How does the deck feel? Very good. This deck has felt very, very good. And again, I've been talking about how I prefer it to the Rakdos version just because there's so much added consistency with Pillage the Bog and Huntsman's Redemption, allowing you to just find the Sorin combo much more consistently. Yeah, I'll type it in chat. R-A-E-S-T. R-A-E-S-T is the Lotus player. Alright, well, I'm going to do this. Minus... This is a lot of elves. Mucho elves. Are you ready for the first PT since the return of the PT to be won by a deck without Fable because it is banned? They're going to just randomly announce on Thursday, Tonbert, that like, oh, we've actually decided that Fable the Mirrorbreaker is going to be unbanned for this one specific tournament. In before announcement happens on Thursday. I guess at that point people would have already submitted their decks, right? This card goes so hard with Vane Ripper. I know it's like XD, win more. You're already winning the game when you have Ripper in play, but like Death Touch, Lifelink, Trample is it's a hell of a set of abilities to have. Send the elves. Because I could have sent the elves, yeah. I should have. I could push my own elf. Which I might do. Well, now I'm going to push theirs, but yeah, I should have attacked. I was thinking I was going to block, but yeah, I'd rather attack. Hardcasting second Ripper. Do I even need to? I mean, I guess I could. I can float mana second elf. Oh, I only have 2 black, though. So I'd have to draw a black source for that. 6 green mana. Uh-oh. Do I kill the elf now? There's really no reason to. They could hit Forest Nykthos, but if they hit Forest Nykthos, they only have 4 mana, so, like, who cares, right? So the reason I'm waiting Chalice is because if I draw a black source, I'm going to be able to go float mana, sack elf, get second Ripper. Oh, I don't have 4 black, though, so I can't even Ripper plus push, so yeah, I guess it was fine. Maybe I should have done it there. I kept thinking I could go Ripper plus push on my turn, but I only have 2 black, so I can't do that. What is the best deck in Pioneer since it's not Mono White Humans? Something with Sorin and Vane Ripper. I'm not going to tell you this is the best version, because Rakdos is the more successful, but I've been very impressed with this deck so far. It just feels like you have the right mix of consistency and speed. You don't have as many of the grindy elements, right? Like, you don't have Fable the Mirror Breaker, but, I don't know, just like, they did hit land Nykthos. The combination of Huntsman's Redemption plus Pillage has felt very, very good. No, I think Vamps is better than Phoenix. God, the oddity. Yeah. They should have had 1 less mana. I know, I messed up. Can I just double block? This isn't even a good attack. I could still just double block. Okay. I'm gonna double block. Block with all. Yeah, I guess I could do that too. I mean, they can assign all the damage to 1 elf, right? But they're just dead regardless. Shouldn't I quad block? Sure, but it doesn't matter. If I quad block, they can just assign the damage to all the same creature. Right? It doesn't matter what I do. I also BM killed their elf. I know I could have killed the oddity, but, you know. Ripper is a messed up card. Okay, mono green devotion. I'm going to swap Zealot for Thoughtseize. We thought about Pip against Leyline. I think the Shieldred is not ideal, but I kind of want to keep the first one to be able to tutor for. What was I cutting the last time? I think I trimmed a Pillage because it was just a little too slow to get Rog Sweep as bait. Well, the thing is, like, if you think about it, we kind of have 5 copies anyways. You don't need to play more than 1 when you're playing with Huntsmans. So, I know we only have 1, but it's kind of like we have 5. And this is the perfect one-of, because it's like, it is really good in specific situations, but it's, you know, it's not always good, and sometimes you don't want it, but the times where you want it, you want to be able to tutor for it. And it's kind of sick. I think I did 2 pips last time. Or no, we said no pip. We said Haywire might because we can tutor for it. Maybe I keep the Pillage. I think that's what we did last time. Yeah, this deck has been absolutely phenomenal. And I think another big addition, Todd, is Pillage. Like, before, you obviously had the consistency of the Huntsman's Redemption to be able to help set up the Sorin combo. But the issue with Huntsman's is it only finds 1 half of the combo, and Pillage just Demonic Tutors for either half. Pillage is nuts. Every time I cast that card, it just feels better and better. That card is so good. Yeah, the fake card that you're thinking about is Assemble the Team. Get knocked down. Chat, do you get knocked down? But make sure that when you get knocked down, you get back up again. Some kind of substantial Sorin reprint. You know it was a secret layer, right? But it's only available in foil, which is a bit sus. It's a bit sus. What lands is opponent using? These are Scars of Mirrodin. Oh, they have 6 their turn. That's awkward. All right, let's Impulse. I'll take a Sorin, please. I'll take a Sorin, please, and thank you. Oh, well. Unfortunate for the believers, huh? Or the doubters, rather, I should say. All right, folks who may be watching this on YouTube, if you made it to the end of the video, thank you very, very much for tuning in. This deck felt phenomenal. I was a very, very big fan. of having the ability to, again, just consistently set up the combo. Pillage the Bog and Huntsman's Redemption both allow you to do that. And what's very nice about Huntsman's Redemption is not only does it help set up Sorin Ripper, it's also just a really good, fair card, especially when you combine it with Death Touch creatures. Yeah, just everything about this deck feels very good. As far as cards that I'm not 100% certain on, the Gitrog, it's cool, but it's probably a meme at the end of the day, so I don't know, maybe this is more of a sideboard card. Perhaps you can find a better one of the Tutor 4 off of Huntsman's Redemption. Could also be the 4th Preacher. Pillage the Bog, I have been toying with the idea of playing the 4th copy, but drawing too early is kind of awkward, so you don't really want to do that. And potentially a second Bitter Triumph could be good as well. 23 lands might be too much with the 8 elves. Yeah, everything else has felt pretty good, so if you're watching this, if you made it to the end of the video, be sure to like, subscribe. Please let me know what you thought in the comments section down below. Tell me how much you love Sorin Vein Ripper, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Adios.